Hello, welcome back to the reading of the poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1, Chapter 78. Jesus at Kerioth, Death of Old Saul, 14th January 1945. I am under the impression that the steepest part, that is the closest tangle of Judean mountains, is between Hebron and Juttah, but I may be mistaken, and this valley may be wider, opening on to wider horizons, with isolated mountains emerging here and there, not forming any real chain. It may be a valley between two chains of mountains, I do not know. It is the first time I see it, and I am puzzled. The fields are not very large, but they are well cultivated with various cereals, mainly barley and rye. There are also some nice vineyards in the sunny parts. Higher up, I can see some lovely forests of pine trees and fir trees, and other trees typical of woody places. A reasonably good road leads into a small village. This is the suburb of Kerioth. Please come to my country house. My mother is waiting for you there. We will go to Kerioth afterwards, says Judas, who is beside himself with excitement. I omitted to mention that only Judas, Simon, and John are now with Jesus. The shepherds are not here. Perhaps they remained in the pastures of Hebron, or they have gone back towards Bethlehem. As you wish, Judas, but we could have stopped even here to meet your mother. Oh no, it is only a farmhouse. My mother comes here at harvest time, but she lives in Kerioth. And do you not want my town people to see you? Do you not want to take your light to them? I certainly do, Judas, but you are already aware that I do not mind the humility of the place that gives me hospitality. But today you are my guest, and Judas knows how to be hospitable. They walk for a few more yards among houses spread about the country, while men and women look out, called by children. It is obvious that their curiosity has been awakened. Judas must have sent word warning them. Here is my poor house. Forgive its poverty. But after all, the house is not a hovel. It consists of a large and well-kept ground floor only, in the middle of a thick flowering orchard. A small, private, clean road leads from the main road to the house. May I go ahead of you, master? Yes, go. Judas goes. Master, Judas has done things in great style, says Simon. I rather suspected he would, but now I am certain, master. You keep saying, and quite rightly, spirit, but he does not see things that way. He will never understand you, or perhaps only very late. He adds, not to grieve Jesus. Jesus sighs and is silent. Judas comes out with a woman who is about 50 years old. She is rather tall, but not as tall as her son, not so tall as her son, who has her same dark eyes and curly hair. But her eyes are kind and rather sad, whereas those of Judas are imperious and shrewd. I greet you, King of Israel, she says, prostrating herself in a real salutation of a subject. Allow your servant to give you hospitality. Peace to you, woman, and may God be with you and your creature. Oh, yes, with my creature. It sounds more like a sigh than a reply. Stand up, mother. I have a mother too, and I cannot allow you to kiss my feet. I kiss you, woman, in my mother's name. She is a sister of yours, in love and in the painful destiny of the mother of those who are marked. What do you mean, Messiah? Asks Judas, somewhat worried. But Jesus does not reply. He is embracing the woman whom he has kindly raised up from the ground and is now kissing her cheeks, and holding her hand, he walks toward the house. They go into a cool room, which is shaded by light striped curtains. Cold drinks and fresh fruit are already laid out. But first of all, Judas's mother calls a maidservant, who brings in water, and the landlady would like to take off Jesus' sandals and wash his dusty feet. But Jesus objects. No, mother. A mother is too holy a person, particularly when she is honest and good, as you are, to be allowed to take the attitude of a slave. The mother looks at Judas, an unusual look. She then goes away. Jesus has refreshed himself. When he is about to put on his sandals, the woman comes back with a new pair. Here, Messiah, I think I have done the right thing, as Judas wanted. He said to me, a little longer than mine, but the same width. But why, Judas? Will you not let me offer you a gift? Are you not my king and my God? Yes, Judas, but you must not give so much trouble to your mother. You know what I am like. I know, you are holy, but you must appear as a holy king. That is how one imposes oneself. In the world where 9/10 of the folk are foolish people, we must impose ourselves with our appearance. Trust me. Jesus has fastened the red leather open-work straps of the new sandals, which reach up to his ankles. They are much nicer than his plain sandals of a workman, and they resemble Judas's sandals, which are like shoes with open work showing parts of his feet. Also the tunic, my king. I prepared it for Judas, but he makes a present of it to you. It's a linen one, cool and new. Allow a mother to put it on you, as if you were her son. Jesus looks at Judas once again, but does not speak. He unties the lace of his tunic round his neck and lets his wide tunic fall onto the floor, and thus is left with only his short under tunic. The woman puts on him the lovely new garment. She offers him a belt, which is richly embroidered braid, from which a cord hangs down, decorated with very thick tassels. Jesus must feel comfortable in the cool, clean clothes, but he does not seem very happy. In the meantime, the others have cleaned themselves. Come, master, they come from my poor orchard, and this is honeyed water, prepared by my mother. Perhaps, Simon, you would prefer this white wine. Have some. It is the wine of my vineyard. And what about you, John? Will you have the same as the master? Judas is overjoyed at pouring the drinks into beautiful silver cups, thus showing his wealth. His mother is not very talkative. She looks at Judas, and even more at Jesus. And when Jesus, before eating, offers her the nicest fruit, possibly very big apricots, they are yellow, red fruits, certainly not apples, and he says to her, first of all, to mother, always. Her eyes well with tears. Mother, is the rest ready? Asks Judas. Yes, son. I think I have done everything well. But I was brought up here, and I have always lived here, and I do not know the habits of kings. Which habits, woman? Which kings? What have you done, Judas? Are you not the primest king of Israel? It is time that the world should salute you as such, and that must happen for the first time here in my town, in my house. I revere you as such, for my sake and for the respect due to your names of Messiah, Christ, King, which the prophets gave you by Yahweh's command. Do not give me the lie. Woman, friends, please, I must speak to Judas. I have precise instructions to give him. The mother and the disciples withdraw. Judas, what have you done? Have you understood so little of me so far? Why lower me to the extent of making me only a mighty man of the world? Nay, a man intriguing to become mighty. And do you not understand that that is an offense, nay, an obstacle to my mission? Yes, do not deny it. It is an obstacle. Israel is subjected to Rome. You know what happened when they raised against Rome someone who seemed a mob leader and aroused the suspicion of creating an insurrection. Only a few days ago you heard how pitiless they were against a child, because they were afraid he might be a king according to the world. And yet you... Oh, Judas, what do you expect from the sovereignty of the flesh? What do you expect? I gave you time to think and decide. I spoke to you very clearly from the first time. I also sent you away because I knew, because I know. I read and see what is in you. Why do you want to follow me if you do not want to be as I want you? Go away, Judas. Do not harm yourself and do not harm me. Go away. It is better for you. You are not a suitable worker for this task. It is by far too much above you. In you there is pride, there is greed, and all its three branches. There is arrogance. Even your mother must be afraid of you. You are inclined to falsehood. No, my follower must not be like that. Judas, I do not hate you. I do not curse you. I only say to you, and I am saying it with the grief of one who knows he cannot change the person he loves. I only say to you, go your way. Make your way in the world, since that is what you want. But do not stay with me. My life, my royal palace, how small and mean they are. Do you know where I will be a king? When I will be proclaimed king? When I will be raised up upon an ill-famed piece of wood, and my own blood will be my purple, and my crown will be a wreath of thorns, and my insignia a mocking poster, and the curses of all the people, of my people, will be the trumpets, the tambourines, the organs, the citherns, saluting the proclamation of the king. And do you know by whose deed all this will happen? By the deed of one who did not understand me, one who will have understood nothing, one whose heart was a hollow piece of bronze, which pride, sensuality, and avarice had filled with their humors, which will generate coils of snakes that will be used to chain me and to curse him. The others are not so well aware of my destiny. Please do not tell them. Let us keep this to ourselves. In any case, it is a reproach, and you will keep quiet to avoid saying, I was reproached. Is that clear, Judas? Judas has blushed so much that he looks purple. He is standing before Jesus mortified, his head lowered. He kneels down and cries with his head on Jesus' knees. I love you, Master. Don't reject me. Yes, I am proud and foolish, but don't send me away. No, Master, I will never do it again. You are right. It was thoughtless of me, but there is some love in my mistake. I wanted to honor you, and I wanted the others to honor you as well, because I loved you. You said so 3 days ago. When you make a mistake without malice, out of ignorance, it is not an error, but an imperfect judgment, like the error of children. And I am here to make adults of you. Here I am, here against your knees. You said you would be a father to me, and I am here against your knees, as if they were my father's. And I ask you to forgive me and to make an adult of me, a holy adult. Don't send me away, Jesus. 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 Not everything is wicked in me, you know. I left everything for you and I have come. You are much more than the honors and victories I got serving other people. You are indeed the love of poor unhappy Judas, who would like to give you nothing but joy, and is instead the cause of pain for you. That is all right, Judas. I forgive you once again. Jesus looks tired. I forgive you, hoping that in future you will understand me. Yes, Master, but now do not give me the lie, otherwise I will be laughed at. Everybody in Kerioth knows that I was coming with David's descendant, the king of Israel, and the town has made preparations to welcome you. I thought I was doing a good thing, showing you what one must do to be respected and obeyed. And I also wanted to show John and Simon, and through them all the others who love you but treat you as their equal. Also my mother would be mocked at, as the mother of a mad liar, for her sake, my Lord. And I swear that do not swear to me, swear to yourself, if you can, that you will not commit such a sin again. For the sake of your mother and your fellow citizens, I will not shame you by going away without stopping here. Stand up. What will you tell the others? The truth. No, don't. The truth, that I gave you instructions for today. It is always possible to tell the truth in a charitable way. Let us go. Call your mother and the others. This has been a reading from The Poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1, Chapter 78, Part 1, James at Kerioth, Death of Old Saul. Thank you for listening. I will see you tomorrow. May God bless you, and may peace be with you.